Hello. Now, this is the conservative columnist Benjamin Solomon. He's giving you, of course, an alternative message, the alternative message to this political correct crap. Well, that's what I'm doing. So, remember, if you have to choose between political correctness and Benjamin Solomon, choose Benjamin Solomon. Choose Benjamin Solomon. Choose Benjamin Solomon. Choose him, please. Anyway, this video is going to be on why the history of Islam, why the history of Arabs had a lot of piracy in it. Why did it have a lot of piracy in it? Because it had a lot of piracy. A lot of piracy. I mean, for one thing, of course, throughout the history, they built mosques. They built mosques on on where churches were, and on where the holy sites of Jews were, and on where temples from other religions were. I mean, for example, when the Muslims conquered Palestine under, of course, Umar, who was the caliph, he built the Dome of the Rock. He built the Dome of the Rock, of course, which is known as holy site for Muslims, but the Dome of the Rock right on where the Temple Mount stood. He built the Dome of the Rock right where the Temple Mount stood. Of course, it's politically incorrect to say this, but anyway, this is a politically incorrect message, but anyway, but it's all the truth. I mean, right now we have all these Islamic terrorists right now. They want, of course, to keep on. Of course, we have all these Islamic terrorists right now that keep on attacking us because they want to pollute our societies. They want to pollute our societies with their venom, just like they polluted their own societies. Because even the societies that they view as too secular, even the societies that they view as not being Islamic enough, of course, still has these demented values, still has non-Muslim minorities persecuted. For the Copts, of course, even in Egypt, of course, one of the so-called modern Arab countries, the Copts are persecuted after suffer attacks from Islamo-fascism and are basically fleeing. They're basically fleeing, and well, the Egyptian regime at best does nothing about it. Now, that's in one of the so-called modern Arab countries that received a lot of U.S. aid since it's called peace with Israel, for it is a cold peace, for the Egyptian regime has sometimes found it useful to promote anti-Semitism, like with the horseman without a horse crap. Some have found it useful, like with the horseman without a horse crap. I mean, it's insane. I mean, because the politically correct message basically is the Christian West is always wrong, and the Muslims and the the Islamic world can do no wrong, because that's the politically correct message we're told. We're told, oh, these terrorists are reacting because we're imperialists and all that. Well, America is an imperialist, but I mean that's with European imperialism. I mean, compared to the long history of Islamic imperialism, compared to the long history of Islamic imperialism that began even in the early days, compared to that, European imperialism is a short period. It's a short period. It's peanuts compared to that. It's peanuts. But I mean, basically, we're told, oh, we invade, then they invade us, they're just fighting back. Oh, please. How do you think they got the Middle East? Was it there? I mean, like any other power through those days, they got it through conquest. Like any other power through those days, they got it through conquest. They got, like any other power in those days, they got it through conquest. I mean, but this is just insane, because Islam, as a political ideology, not as a religion for the individual self, but as a political ideology, is a racist supremacist ideology that's basically the Muslim version of the KKK, because, I mean, dhimmis, that is, non-Muslims, were treated as second-class citizens. They had to pay a poll tax, had to ride on donkeys, couldn't build churches or synagogues or their temples higher than a mosque. I mean, because the Islamic caliphs wanted to create an atmosphere where Muslims were superior. You know, of course, the other groups were forced to convert. And if you say this, and oh, you're a bigot, you're a racist, you're an Islamophobe, when we're not the bigots, we're just saying the truth. I mean, of course, the truth hurts, of course, and I mean, of course, the truth hurts, basically, and I'll admit I have my biases, like I feel a strong attachment towards Israel, so I have my biases, like, but what I'm saying is the truth. what I'm saying is the truth. What I'm saying is the truth, and if those who, and those who don't like me saying the truth can just eat their hearts out, because they can like it or lump it, as the saying goes. They have to like it or lump it. So, I mean, that is the truth. That is the truth. So, of course, of course. I'm not here to excuse everything that Christendom did. I'm not here to excuse everything Christian Europe did. Of course, Jews were persecuted in Christian Europe, basically even more so than in the Islamic world. But it doesn't mean that we have to hold everything Muslims did throughout history above criticism. So this is my message is an alternative message to the politically correct message. Some sites to recommend is read Front Page Magazine. Read Front Page Magazine. Read Front Page Magazine. Read Front Page Magazine. It's got great articles. It gets right to the point. It gets right to the point. So read Front Page Magazine, because it's got articles exposing, of course, the radical left. It's got articles exposing the political left, exposing Islamo-fascism, of course. It's a great source to read. And Discover the Networks, I think, is the best encyclopedia around on, like, if you want to discover, terror groups, and if you want, discover, what these radical leftist groups are up to, or what these radical leftist figures are up to. So these are the best sources ever. They get right to the point. And they're among those that report the facts when the liberal so-called mainstream media is silent. Of course, also Fox News does it as well. I think that Fox News, you can see the truth from Glenn Beck and Sean Hannity, of course. But anyway, read Front Page Magazine, because the truth is politically incorrect. The truth is politically incorrect, and I'm here to say that you can be in the wrong, even if you're not a white Christian. You can still be in the wrong. Of course, you can be in the wrong if you are a white Christian, but because politically correctness says if you're a white Christian, that then you did all this horrible stuff. Not saying that any of the accusations are incorrect, but of course. But I'm here to say basically that even if you are, no matter what skin color you are, you can be in the wrong. No matter what skin color you are, even if you're a Muslim, even if you're a black Muslim, you can be in the wrong. Or you basically, not saying that all black Muslims are in the wrong, for there are plenty decent black Muslims, but I'm just saying that, of course, that you can be in the wrong. You can be in the wrong, even if you're not a white Christian. Even if you're not a white Christian, you can be in the wrong. Even if you're not a white Christian, you can be in the wrong. That's what I'm saying, basically. Not saying that. That's what I'm saying, because of course you can be in the wrong if you are a white Christian, but I think political correctness already has the bad deed, already lists the bad deeds, like the slave trade, which, like the European slave trade, although the Islamic world, of course, began the African slave trade way before Europeans even discovered Africa, or before that, but still. You have to get the truth, and the truth is politically incorrect. Make no mistake about it, the truth is politically incorrect.